Hi, this is Cayman with S&B. Today I'm in front of this 2025 Ram 1500 3.0 liter. We're going to be installing our new cold air intake kit. If you've already received the intake, take out the QR code, scan the barcode with your camera. It'll take you to our most up-to-date install instructions, or you can follow along with the video. So the first step is going to be removing the engine cover. You can pull it up right there. And then on the rear with this 14 mil socket, it's a little bolt connected to that stud. We're going to get that loosened up and removed. Now we can get this pulled up and removed. Next, we're going to be removing everything that's attached to this intake tube, starting with this line. It's hot, so I'm going to use a tool to pop it out.
I would pop it out. Yeah, just a clip.
Then these plastic clips. Then what we could also do too right now is remove or disconnect the MAP sensor. So on the back side, there's a lock. And I'll show you that as soon as I get it out. Okay, so here's the lock. That white lock. I just had to pop that out, then depress that button right on the top, and it comes right out. Next, we're going to remove or loosen the hose clamp on the tube. Next, with the 10 mil, there's a bolt securing down the tube as well. Now we're going to remove this hose clamp, and we're going to take out the tube before we actually take out the intake box assembly. So we can get this accordion popped off the tube, and then remove just like that. Now we're going to remove the box, and there's just 4 prongs securing down the intake box. Just like that. Now we can remove the front intake scoop. So now that we have the OEM intake box out of the vehicle, we're going to be sealing off these 2 clips as well as the MAP sensor. So these clips, the slot is horizontal. So rotate the clip and you can pull it out. Then the same with this. If it's like that, rotate it. Then you can pull out this clip as well. And then for the MAP sensor, we're going to need a Torx to get this removed. Now with our Torx, we'll remove the screws holding down the sensor. Now you can set the sensor aside. And I always like to put these back in before they get lost. Now we're going to transfer over the MAP sensor onto the S&B tube. We include a gasket as well as an injection molded MAP pad. And so there's only one way to put this in. The chamfered side on the sensor, you can see how that's chamfered, matches up with the chamfered side on the MAP pad. So it'll look just like this with all 3 sensors, or all 3 pieces, MAP, injection molded pad, gasket. And again, if you don't have it lined up correctly, it won't fit onto the tube. So just flip it around, throw in the longer S&B screws. Now we can get this tightened down. Now we're going to install the brackets onto the tube, the included hardware. And now you can see there's 2 different brackets. I'll hold this one up so you can see a hole and a slot. Then this one has a slot and a hole. So make sure you do the one with the hole first, closest to the MAP. Then the second one will be away from the MAP, just like this. And the last step with this intake tube is going to be installing the MAP insert. You can see the cutout we have for the MAP sensor, and it just pops in like this. We can set this aside. Now we're going to install the filter into the intake box. You can see the S&B logo and the little cutout in the filter. That's going to be on the top, so it'll help us line up our intake tube. But to get this massive filter installed, first we have to push in the filter flange like this to give us space. Then it'll allow us to drop the filter right into the box like this. So now once you have it lined up, we'll flip the box around. We can pull back out the flange, then use that flange to secure the filter into the box. So there's 2 flanges on this filter, one to hold the filter onto the box and another one to go around the intake tube. Okay, so now it's secure. And you have a piece of the filter on the top, just like that. Now with 4 of the same grommets, we're gonna get these pushed in to the box. Now we're ready to install the S&B intake box. And we're gonna line it up with those 4 prongs and the scoop side going first. So once you have it on the top of the grommets, it might not feel like the box is going in. You just need to press it down. And it'll seat and you'll see the male prongs growing through all 4 grommets all the way around. So now we're going to install the coupler onto the intake tube. This coupler also on the intake tube. Get my hose clamps nice and even. And then this tube, it lines up with the mark on the tube, just like that. And the trick to get this installed nice and easy in the vehicle is just to push the tubes as close together as possible. You can even slide the grommet down a bit, or not the grommet, the coupler down a bit. You may need to loosen up the hose clamp to get it over that mark. Just like that. So now we're going to take this assembly and install it. Make sure you have the hose clamp on the filter flange. And again, lining up with these marks on the tube into the filter. Get that pressed in. So now I'm first going to work on just tightening the coupler that's on the throttle body. Then these hose clamps as well. Now the last one is going to be the hose clamp that's on the filter flange. Get this tightened up as well. Now after the tube's in, you can install the OEM clips, just like this. Get them in and rotate. And then this is the MAF harness we took out. We'll separate these just a little bit. The first one will clip into that hole. Then we'll need to move this down the harness just a tad to get it into the second hole. Now we're going to install coolant pipe. Just press it in like that. Then your OEM MAF harness. Plug in right below. Now you can take the excess for the MAF sensor, go back to the harness, and with the included zip tie, you can pull all these together. We'll snip it right after. Now we can reinstall the engine cover, and we're going to be focusing on getting the prong into that back grommet. Press it in just like that. Then it's going to fall into this grommet right here. And a couple more on the side over here. And now with our 14 mil, we can reinstall the bolt. So now we're going to remove the protective film from the clear lid. Make sure you remove the logo as well. Now we're going to install the clear lid into the lid seal. So that finger goes right into the release. You work your way all the way around. And now the fun part, you get to see the intake installed and what it looks like in the final form. That lid worked all the way around the box. Now the installation's complete. Can't wait to get this thing fired up and listen to the sound.